Do it.
All right. So thank you for contributing to Poly Role Models.
Yeah.
Um, can I ask who you are?
I am Dalychia. I am a sex educator, the co-founder of Afrosexology.
Nice. All right. All right. Well, let's get right into it.
hmm
How long have you been polyamorous or been practicing polyamory?
so officially practicing for 3 years, but I always say that I remember being like 14 or 15 and like in a relationship with a guy. It's pretty serious. As serious as it could be at 14. And I met this other guy, and I went back to my partner, and I was like, I really just want to kiss this guy. Like, I don't want a relationship with him. I don't want anything else. I just really want to kiss him. And I remember in my mind thinking that there was nothing wrong with that, and my partner being like super heartbroken and felt like I was leaving him and cheating on him. And but I also knew that like I wasn't cheating. I like talked to him about it, and I was like, if you're not okay with it, I won't do it. But if you are, I will. So I would say I guess I've just been poly, but officially practicing for 3 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what does your relationship dynamic look like?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, my relationship changes pretty frequently. So right now, no. When it first started, my partner and I were poly, no hierarchy, and so I had other partners, he had other partners. Then we went to practicing monogamy, and now we're practicing being open, and so allowing sexual encounters with other people, but not necessarily romantic and long term relationships.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So I think for us, it just is about fluidity and being open to moving to form a relationship to what we both need at the time. Things happen, and you look up, and there's a hierarchy in place, and we try to figure that out, what that means with the hierarchy. We look up again, and we want to try something else, and just being really open to exploring and trusting that we are being honest and open with each other, and that we can find the thing that fits right for us at the time that we need it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, what aspects of polyamory do you excel at?
I think I excel really well at the communication aspect. I think I'm someone who doesn't assume stuff, and I'm someone who's a bit, not as good, or I don't like to just like trust my body language reading of situations. So I'm constantly asking questions, probing, trying to figure out what it is that everyone's feeling, how we're feeling about situations, and I like want to talk about it all. And I know it can sometimes be draining, but also as an external processor, it's really helpful. So yeah, I think the communication piece is what I'm good at.
Awesome.
hmm
Well, what aspect of polyamory do you struggle with?
Time management, right? So there's not a limit necessarily to love and these other limitless things, like the positive feelings that I get from partners, but there is a limit to my time, and especially as someone who works a full-time job and has my own business with Afrosexology, having multiple relationships and feeling like I'm able to give everyone everything they need to feel loved, affirmed, validated, valued, taken care of. It's hard. It's hard to do that and to find time for myself. I'm also an introvert, so like I really value my alone time to recharge. And so yeah, time management is my weak point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How do you address that struggle? How do you address or overcome that struggle?
Honestly, I take it I take it really seriously. So I'm the kind of person who like I'm not going to bring someone into my life into a relationship if I'm not able to give them those things. And so my last partner and I having a very serious conversation about like my life is really hectic right now, and I'm not able to be a good partner, so I need to not be a partner. And us being able to understand that like this is just not working right now. So for me, the way I've handled it is not is setting up expectations with people from the beginning, but also not bringing people in if I don't feel like I can give them what they would require, what I feel like I should be giving a partner.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. In terms of safer, risk aware, or safer sex, what do you and your partners do to protect one another?
Yeah, testing, which we could always do more of. My life partner and I like I guess, what is it, a fluid bond, and with
Yeah.
everyone else we use condoms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the worst mistake you've ever made in your polyamorous history?
Mm.
And how did you rebound from that?
The rebound. I don't know about the rebound part, but I think the worst mistake I ever made was when I was non-hierarchical, trying to make sure that everything felt equal. So I felt like I wasn't placing in a hierarchy. So not listening to partners and basing the relationship off of what they wanted and what they needed. Like, for instance, having a partner who said, I don't really need to talk that often. We don't need to hang out that often. I don't need to have sex that often. And not just listening to that, accepting that, and allowing that to be what it is. Instead, I really focus on, like, no, it has to be equal. It has to be equal with my other partners. We have to see each other more. We have to like do the things that couples do, so that I know that there is not a hierarchy, and I know that you don't feel like you're secondary, which is also not easy for someone who struggles with time management. So it was I should have just like listened to him and what he wanted and what he said he wanted. Yeah, but not really allowing each relationship to take its natural form and trying to force it to be something that made me feel like everyone was good, instead of just like accepting that when people said they were good, they were good. How did I rebound from that? I think now I really do try to listen, and I try to be really clear with what I am able to give someone, and when they say this is what they want or need, taking it at face value and understanding that like every relationship is going to be different. Every friendship that I have is different. My relationships with my sisters are both different, and that any relationships that I have with anyone sexually, romantically, can be different, and it doesn't make it any less official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
This one's an optional one, but I feel like you're going to answer it. What self-identities are important to you, and how do you feel like being polyamorous intersects with or affects those identities?
I mean, so being black and being a woman are my primary identities that I'm usually doing work around advocating for. I actually don't even think of poly as being that much of an identity for me. So when I met you, the space that I met you at was the first time that I felt a sense of community and a poly community, and I think it was because there was a lot of black people there, and I could be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I don't have to like assert my blackness in this predominantly white space. I can like put my blackness on be okay with it and not like let that flag down and find comfort in my poly community. I think for me, so growing up, living in a capitalistic society, a consumerist society, an oppressive society, there are these ideas that there's like a limitation to things that there is no limit to, right? So there's a lot of times where I feel like white people feel like if black people or Muslim people or immigrants or whoever are also free, that means there's less freedom for them, when there's no such thing as a limit to freedom.
Yeah.
That like if black people get justice, then there's like less justice for us or something like that. And so for me, that concept is very much in our society, where people are hoarding things that do not need to be hoarded, where people are like fighting to have more of something, and this idea that someone else needs to have less for them to have enough. And I think that similarly, as that translates to poly, is that like there is not a limit to love, and so this concept that like there is enough love to go around, there's enough freedom for all of us, there's enough justice for all of us. We don't need to hoard these things and act like loving someone else means that I have less love for someone else, means that the love that I have for someone else is a threat to someone else. And I think as a black person in America and as a woman in America, that I see that mindset of scarcity and I think control and power and limitation like applied to other aspects of my life, like I said, with freedom and all those things.
Yes.
And so wanting to get to a place where we understand that there is enough of all of that stuff for all of us to be okay. So I mean, that's how it translates.
Nice. And like I don't like to do like a whole lot of talking myself on these things, but I did want to say that like I absolutely agree with what you were saying about like the amount of community that we found at that event last weekend, and you aren't the first person to say that to me. I've been to a bunch of events, and this is the first time where like I felt like, wow, I am surrounded by people of color. I am surrounded by
Yeah.
black people. I can't just I can't just take a glance around the room and tell you how many black people are in the room, which is something
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I'm used to being able to walk into the room and saying, all right, four including me, you know? And I couldn't do that this past weekend, and that was sort of an amazing thing. I don't even know if I'm keeping this in the video. I might cut it out, but like that's that level of community was really inspiring. Like
Yeah.
it's making me want to do more work, including videos like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Do it.
And last but not least, do you have any groups, projects, websites, blogs, etc., that you are involved with that you would like to promote?
Yeah. So I am the co-founder of Afrosexology. We do pleasure-based sex education centered around the narratives and liberation of Black people in particular. We are helping Black people to have agency, to reclaim agency over their body. A lot of times in the society, we don't have agency over what happens to our body, how our bodies are handled. And so having us to reclaim that over our individual bodies so that we can reclaim agency over political, economic, and social aspects of our lives as well. So yeah, so check us out. We do a lot of fun work. It's sex positive, it's pleasure based, so helping people to envision what living your most pleasurable life looks like and your most healthiest and pleasurable relationship looks like. So afrosexology.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. I think we're on Tumblr.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
As Afrosexology on all of them?
Yes. So AFROSEXOLOGY.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much for taking the time, and yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it, and I know a lot of people are going to get a lot out of it.
Oh, good. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for including me on this project, Kevin.
Yeah, no doubt.